Sami al-Arian joins me now live from Istanbul. He's director of the Centre for Islam and Global Affairs at Istanbul Zaim University. Appreciate your time. What is the motivation for Israel using this system of administrative detention? Is it to extract information from detainees or something else?
Well, Israel's policy is to make sure that resistance would not exist, neither in the West Bank and, of course, not from Gaza, as we've seen in the war in the past 6 months. So part of its strategy is to detain and imprison as many Palestinian males as possible. It's been reported that over 40% of male Palestinians since the occupation of 1967 have seen the inside of an Israeli jail. That could tell you that they're trying to put it in the minds of Palestinians that resistance does not give them any kind of relief. And therefore, we've seen that part of the motivation for the October 7th operation was the presence of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails. There were about 5,500 Palestinian prisoners in jail at the time, including over 1,800 under what's called administrative detention, meaning that they have never been charged with any crime yet. They were inside the prisons, including children, hundreds of children and dozens of women or female prisoners.
From what you're saying, is this more than less of a mission to extract information and more of a kind of a psyop, a mission of intimidation?
Absolutely, because Israel doesn't really need information by detaining people. These are people who have been taken from their homes. Their homes were stormed. They were dragged into these prisons. They were charged with certain crimes. Sometimes the crime would be throwing a stone. A 5-year-old child was once tried for throwing a stone. So this is part of the psychological warfare that Israeli intelligence agencies and Israeli military forces in the West Bank have been using in order to make sure that they can mute any resistance by the Palestinians.
I mean, I should point out that the concept of detaining people without any just cause, it's not just Israel. I mean, the US, the UK, where I'm from, they do it as well. But it seems to me that is contradictory to all concepts of law and justice that we're led, we grow up believing in. How is it that a concept like this is allowed in the modern world?
Well, Israel doesn't respect any conventions, any international conventions on prisoners, and things have even got more deteriorated in the past year since the right-wing government took office in the early 2023. Itamar Ben-Gvir is in charge of the Israeli prison system, and he took away all the through the struggles, Palestinians got many rights. He took all these rights, the rights for, of education, the rights of getting to read in prison, the canteen rights, the rights of visitation. All these things were taken away from them because he's trying to intimidate Palestinian society and Palestinian people inside the West Bank in order to make life unlivable for them so that they can be forced either to leave or to surrender.
Sami, good to speak to you. Thanks for your time. Sami al-Arian, who's director of the Centre for Islam and Global Affairs at Istanbul Zaim University.